Hello, everybody, welcome. Roses like you, get the hell, everybody, welcome home. So, so hi guys. Wow. So guys, can you believe it? Okay, can you believe it? Oh, here we are. Here we are. It's been a long time. No, it's been a long time. It's been a long time. It's been 7 hours and 50 days since it took my love away. Yeah. So anyway, so guys, okay, so interesting times. I feel I remember last time I did a live stream. It seems like 5 days ago, but it was just 2 days. Today's Friday. It was Wednesday. And but I almost like I want to apologize, guys, because you know what it is. I was doing my fast, and the problem is this fast that I'm doing. You can eat like in the evening. So I have to be very organized to make sure I eat before the live stream, because otherwise, so now I ate. Because I think my energy was a little bit low. Okay. So now it's not low anymore. And then the other thing I want to say, guys, is that, just to reiterate the thing that I was saying on Wednesday, that, in some ways, and I don't know if I will lead with that, we'll see, but in some ways I feel like we get entering a time when we really need to have something else to do. Like, not that you don't want to get together, but we need to also, and let me know what you think. Okay, I know there's a lot going on, but sometimes, and lately, I feel like we need to also focus on more positive things, or how do we, like, what other things can we create as this is going on? Because my sense, guys, as I said on Wednesday, and it hasn't changed, okay, is that we're living through a very toxic time. Okay, everything feels extremely toxic, and so if we have a focus, a kind of like a different routine or a different type of focus, then we can survive it. Because it's almost like, my sense, guys, and I remember I was just thinking of the image I saw, which is this toxic fumes, okay, outside. And that's what it feels like, that we're living through a very toxic era. And if you interacted with it, you're going to, it's toxic. So there, it can't not be toxic. It is what we're living through. So how do we live in a time of great toxicity? Okay. Right. Because I feel like, I think everybody in the group, I hope I'm sure you'll not be offended if I say this, that we cannot expect a lot of great things from the current environment. Okay. We just can't. Hi, Joanne. Hi, everybody. No, I know that sometimes I don't see you each separately, but I appreciate you to come and see me, you know? But really, just going back here to this thing, I feel like we have to also create a separate practice, so to speak, okay, where we can focus on other things. Hi, Scott. Everybody. So, so, so this is it, okay? So I feel like it's important to also focus on other things, or incorporate that into it. And I know that in the past I've done those, like, kind of like, visualizations and different things. Okay. And and uh and that's that, guys. And I feel like one of the things, even for me, this week I was doing it for myself, because I think I've been really kind of stressed out in a way that's kind of weirds me out. Okay. So I have I do my little hypnosis tapes. Oh, interesting. Oh, look, Jade. Maybe we should start with that. Jade has a request. She says, I'm going to break a rule. I would love for you to check on 45 in the Ides of March when you can. In his chart, he has a yod known as the god Epic Karma. I meant to post it earlier, but I didn't have time. So maybe we should start, okay? So, right, so maybe I start. That's interesting. Is an overall, thing. But anyway, guys, I just feel like I just want to say that I think it's time for us to, in some ways, remove ourselves from everything that's going on. We have to observe, but from Teresa, like, observe it. You know what I mean? Kind of detach it. So like, so that it's just interesting. Okay, and then and what was the other thing I wanted to say is that, yeah, so this thing about the observing, I over the So I was saying I have my little my custom hypnosis tapes that I do for myself, and I also have. I was just also listening to there's just a sound that I told you before, brain waves, and then close my eyes to see whatever messages I have. Okay, and the messages I got were like just observe. You know, it's like I feel like I'm so afraid of like doing certain things or finishing certain long stories, TMI. But what it said is just close your eyes and observe things you want to happen as opposed to wanting them to happen. You know what I mean? You know the difference, sort of like closing your eyes, imagining everything leave. Like just let yourself kind of like day almost I don't say daydream is not exactly the word, but sort of like, oh, imagine this, all this stuff that you kind of want to see happen in the current time just happen. But you're just observing as opposed to wanting it, you know, because I feel like there's when we exert force, it becomes stressful. You know, it's like, oh my God, what the hell? How the hell is this not happening? You know? And the other thing that I noticed causes stress to me before, I did this before, but I redid it again, which is I deleted Twitter from my phone. I tell my computer, but not my phone, because I know it makes me so angry at night, like late at night, I get angry, and it's not good. It's not good, you know, it's not good. And it's not going to change. You know, if you want to get annoyed at something, find it on Twitter. There's hundreds of things you can get annoyed with. Okay. So, you know what I'm saying? So, so, so that's yeah. That's a start, guys. Okay. So, and I feel like, you know, I also want to do, like, kind of like a summary of the stuff, what I really think of the coronavirus. Cause I was, guys, I feel bad, really, honestly, I felt bad for Wednesday because I was like, maybe I wasn't clear, but it's just that that's what it was. It was like the situation is very, you know, in some ways volatile, high, you know, and so in a way it's very volatile, and it is what it is. It, you know, if we wish it to be different, it's just not what I think is in stock, at least for the moment. It's very volatile, so we have to stop like following the news as much because it makes us it's toxic in a way, right? It's like it's meant to be toxic, it's meant to make us upset. You know. Yeah. Interesting. Donna said wanting means not here, so seeing puts you in the place where it's already here. Interesting. That's right. That's right. But you know how like you really want something and it's like it pushes away something, you know, it's like you feel that wish. I want it to happen now, you know. So anyway, guys, so let's start, okay? So let's see here. Let me go back to the jade, okay? So tides of March, right? Okay. So okay. So I want to start, okay? I want to ask for protection. A bit for a real life, huh? Coming on top of my head, huh? As I breathe in, fill my lungs. As I breathe out, I create a circle. I create a circle. I step into it. I feel protected. I feel connected. I like to ask that information zone come only from the higher sources. Only the higher sources that create the good, huh? And only the good, huh? The good for the good people. The good for the good people. Okay, so okay, so so here I am. Okay, so guys, okay, so let's start. Let me just quickly just scan here over all the topics. Okay, just for today, quickly, it's going to be the coronavirus, stock market, how to deal with all the stuff, and then the Turkey-Russia crisis, which I think is important, guys. I'm feeling like it's going to affect us, okay, in an interesting way. Okay, so and then other things. Okay, so let's see here. Okay, but first let me just go. I find, okay, so the tides of March. That's right. So okay, all right. So all right. So let's see here, Jade. Okay, so is that right? The tides of March. And guys, and Jade, let me know if I'm understanding it correctly. The tides of March. You mean? I don't know if you mean basically the events of March, right? I know that people say that there's this thing of like March is always like kind of, there's gonna be all kinds of things. Okay, is it Ides or tides? I don't know, guys. Let's see here. Let's see that I get this. Okay, okay. Oh, interesting, guys. Seriously, I did not know. I did not know. Okay, so I'm just here. The Ides of March was a day in the Roman calendar that corresponds to 15th, March 15th. It was marked by, okay, so no, okay, that's right. Interesting. It's called the assassination of Caesar and so forth. Okay, so interesting. Fine, interesting. So let's look at it. Okay, so is that what you meant? Yeah. Interesting. Yeah, that's right. Okay, yeah, that's right. You were all correct. Uh-huh. Okay, so okay, because okay, yeah, you already said racist. Okay, so what is happening? So let's start there, okay? Okay, so what does this mean? What let me just ask it exactly how she said. Check on 45 in the Ides of March. Okay, okay, so it's funny because the image I got was very clear. Okay, is this image that is basically okay, him falling from a trap, a door trap, like he's sitting, and then this door trap, where he's sitting opens and he falls. That was like, that's what it said. Okay, so but the weird thing is that there he is sitting or something, and then there's basically this hole opens on the floor, like a trap door. Okay, and he falls. But the funny thing is that it's very unexpected. It's not as if he was expecting it or as if anybody made a note. It was just like, it's like, it seems like from one day to the next. Okay, so now we want to ask this question. Okay, let me just ask it in a more specific way. Is Trump going to survive March? Will he continue in the government beyond March? Okay, beyond March 30, the end of March, let's say. Okay. I see that he's holding on to like it's like a cartoon, like he's holding on to that he's falling and it's a hole and he's trying to hold on to the edge, and then somebody steps on his little okay, he steps on the fingers like little, here, and then he has to fall. So okay. So guys, Kishachik is asking here, who will be a Buddha? So guys, I don't think this is not necessarily the right question. We have to, right? It's not like this. It's not, as you know, I just want to ask you guys to not, we try to find the easy answer with one person, or no, it's, as you know, committed many crimes, okay? So it's not one person or one event, as you know, like it's everything that they do is like this. So, but let me just ask here, guys, what is happening in March for Trump? That's another way of looking at it, okay? I just feel, guys, this image, it's like he's there. I see the image of, sometimes you see these images of where he is in the White House and there's a long table with people. He's in a long table in the White House, and then somebody slips a piece of paper for him, and it's it. He has to go. I don't know. There's something about this. It's not that he feels betrayed. It just, to me, seems like such a fast thing. It happens so quickly that it's not even like it's not like there's any, for example, like look at the impeachment, how there was like this public element. There's nothing public about it. Okay, it just happens. So what leads, okay, and I feel, guys, this is a question. So let me just ask then with cards, okay? Oh, sorry. So let me start with cards because just to make sure, okay? So what happens, where will Trump be by the very end of March 31st? Where will he be? I see a prison, but he's not going to go to prison, no. But it's like, he's like, get me out of here, get me out of here, get me out of here. And then, oh my God. And then somebody's saying, sir, your daughter put you here. Your daughter put you here. He's like, what are you talking about, my daughter? He's like, she saw, you know, guys, this could be crazy, but it goes with what I saw before, that I think, you know, she has the power of attorney, okay? Right? And I think she, you know, and then I saw her, like, she gets Trump to sign a lot of documents on a day-to-day basis. She could have had him sign something that he didn't realize what it was. Can you imagine? Can you imagine if she does that? She's like, gets him to sign something that he didn't know what it was. I don't want to, I don't want to go with this, okay? Oh my God, Jade missed it. It was just like there's a trap door, he falls, okay? He falls, and then now I'm asking the question, what's happening in March and everything like that. And I just saw what the last question that I'm sharing the vision was about the very end of March. Where is he? And I saw him in some sort of prison. Like he's not in a prison. It could be he wants to leave, and then the person's telling him, your daughter signed you off, put you here. She has the power of attorney, and she put you here. Okay, you signed up for this. Sounds crazy. Okay. So okay. That's crazy. Okay, well, let me just guys, you know, even I am like, whoa, really? That's right, you know, guys, and I think I've said before, I think Ivanka plays a very big role. Yes, exactly. The ultimate is like, I think Ivanka, I've always seen this. She plays a very big role in him leaving. Okay, I think she does. Okay, so you know what I'm saying? So okay. Yeah, that interesting. Jade is saying that changes his life. Okay, so there's some more here. Okay, so this is interesting. Okay, so let's see what's going to happen to Trump in March, and then I should change the question to what role will do, because it's showing me, you guys, and I have always seen exactly right. I've always seen her being very instrumental in getting him to leave. Okay, to save herself ultimately, right? Not because okay. So okay. So okay, so let's see what happens to Trump in March. Okay. Oh, you know, guys, this card fell, so let's start with this one. Okay, so here we have, this one is somebody, right? Like this is the number 9, so staying there. Money problems here. Oh, he has to go. No, stay, 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 stay with me. You're all I need. Stay with me. You're all I need. Stay with me. Oh no, sad for him. I'm not sad, huh? For him, sad, huh? For him, I'm not sad, huh? For him, okay. I'm very sad. Oh my gosh, you saw me the virus. That's funny. That's funny. That's funny. No, you know, guys, I think he's sick. I think he's sick in the head. That would be amazing. I mean, I don't know, guys, but you know what? The guy, he's so evil, he doesn't die. You know what I mean? He does not die like we do. So he's gonna need tissue. Yeah. Oh, look, this is compromise. So see, he's waiting to see the stuff about the finances, but then he's gonna have to go when he's, you know, he is compromised. So look, secret. Somebody has secret about President. Oh, look, there's a lady. And I, guys, since we talked about, as you know, I don't really care about too much about people cards, because I feel like it's important that we focus on the circumstance, not the person, because it could be like, oh, there's a woman in your future. Well, there's a man. Really? Oh. Okay. So, you know what I mean? So interesting. So secret. The woman knows secret about Rach. So, or something foreign. Okay. So because, oh, interesting. Fine. Very interesting. Okay. 1 second. Let me get the other cards. I want to shuffle the other one. But this is interesting. Okay. So So guys, it's possible. I don't want to give, as you know, I've gotten wrong in before the stuff, and so, but anyway, but it shows a card of somebody leaving. Okay. Mhm. What is that? Oh, uh, 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 oh, oh, oh. Okay, so there he is, Orange Man, huh? Orange Man. What else? Oh, interesting. The one upside down, guys. There, I think indeed the woman plays a role in it. Look, trap. He goes trap. He goes trap. He goes away. Trash. The woman plays a role in trapping. She trap me. She trap me. Daughter, trap me. Oh yeah. Look, uh, guys, this is a card of isn't it sad? Look, loyalty. You could the cards accommodate that inside. It could be okay because look, a person that is loyal to him or that he's loyal to turns out that she trapped him in an institution for crazy person. Okay. Oh, wow. Sorry, just one more thing is here. One more thing is wow. Wow. Okay, so just see here. Okay, so here more love. That's right, love upside down. Fortune has to go. Look, upside down. Constanza means something a long time. I have to go. I have to go. So it's interesting, guys. It could be okay that it could be. It's possible. Okay. I don't, guys, I don't think he has the virus. I don't. I think he's sick in different ways. Okay, no, I don't. Guys, guys, seriously, Republicans don't care about like the Republicans are beyond. They are beyond saving. Okay, because since could the virus be what turned? Okay, um, so could the virus be what turns the Republicans against him? No, because so funny. It shows that it's kind of there. I guess those players are laughing. Like what I think what she saw, it's interpreting it differently. What she saw as sickness, it means that he is, he is the bearer of sickness in a way that the Republicans have the same sickness. They have the same virus of sick people. Because guys, it's interesting. The cards they always use. What I've learned about this card, okay, there's a card of sickness, okay, in several of these cards that I use. What I have come to understand, they come up when a person is not necessarily sick, from like a disease, but sick in the head. You know what I mean? So yeah, they're sick, all right. Yeah, but it's not. No, guys, it's. I hope he doesn't have it because it would be again. We don't want a situation like that because that would put him. That would be like, oh, he'll be a martyr in some way. We do not want him. I do not like. Okay, how do I say this? I just want to make sure that sometimes, one person says one thing in the comments. I'm not saying under any circumstance that he has the virus. No, I am not saying that at all. Okay, just so you know. I think that when I see sickness, I think he has the mental sickness already. Okay. And I think that he has, you know what I mean? Yeah. We don't want him to be a martyr. I do not want him to get sick with the virus because I don't want anybody to be like, oh my God, have some sort of like, Okay, so I feel like there's something here. Okay, so that's the thing. Now, yeah. So yeah. Okay. Okay. So let's see. Let's see here. Okay. So next. So You know, and a Smooth here, I think you had asked me before about the DNA test. You know what I see? I see them giving a different, like a random DNA thing. I feel like they could almost like not even be him. They could just get some random like DNA thing just to like not, because he's afraid that like he's done this before, so they're gonna use it for different cases. So I don't know. Anyways, but this is not the thing it's gonna take him down. Okay, let me just go back here to the. I feel like she is, like I said before. Okay, let me just go now to Ivanka. Is okay. Could Ivanka basically, because that's what the vision said, could Ivanka play a role in getting Trump to leave, getting him to sign document? Let me just say, okay, because I saw in the vision. So could she play a role? Yes. The other thing that it's telling me here, something I hadn't thought about, is that she's afraid because of the financial stuff that's probably going to come out. She and Jared are going to be, they're going to, whatever comes up connected, it's like it's saying, it's like telling me this image that once they pull up the root, she and Jared are also going to be under scrutiny because they're together in this, right? So she thinks it's best if they are not in the government anymore. Okay, and she has her own, you know what I mean? I think she has her own guarantees, and she thinks the situation for Jared is getting more unsustainable. Let me just see. What role, if any, will Ivanka play? Yeah. Okay, I understand. I know. Okay, Smooth saying Trump court ordered to provide the native. Has Trump ever done anything the court says? Like he doesn't do stuff, I think it's possible he could provide, could be like whatever. Like I said, I need to move on, guys. Okay, it's not, you know. So, oh my God, look at the first card. Okay, oh my God, oh, she could cause painful ending for him, huh? Oh, the woman, blonde lady, crazy. Behind the scenes, interesting, working people behind the scenes. So it's possible. Okay. Mm. Dream to go away. Like when stuff comes out, okay, the goal, or like the goal, whatever they want to change something, is recognized. Okay, so it's weird because I feel like I should sometimes cards come up. Okay, oh look, the deal upside down. Hope. Crying. Oh, does she play a role? This is the thing. The woman, look, a woman again. Does she play a role? Look, unexpected, soon, unexpected, and or soon. Okay, losses. Okay, so I think also, guys, my sense, and it somehow I feel like she thinks this could avert her losses. I think, the reason, okay, why, okay, let me just ask you, the reason that I'm seeing here is that she would do this is because she thinks that once the information is public, she and Jared are going to be recognized, or they could be scapegoated. I mean, it's not like, actually the word scapegoated is wrong. Okay. So it's more like their crimes could come up. So she thinks that this is like she's saving her skin, before they can try to like frame Jared and her. Okay, just it's like it's not just Trump, it's them, but they want to. So she's thinking in a very cold manner, to save herself and to save she and Jared from scrutiny, from greater scrutiny. Even though, okay, and let me just ask you, what is the motivation? What is the motivation for her? I could try to I want to survive this. I want to survive this. Dad is on his way down. Jared, I feel like their marriage is not doing so well. Okay, because of all. Okay. So, okay, I just wanted to clarify something here that, Smooth, she was saying something about the DNA test. This is the thing about Trump. I think there's two phases. One is him leaving. The other is all the crimes he's committed in the past. Okay. So this is what I want to say. Even though I don't think that the stuff related to him is what's going to take him out of the government, I think that later it's going to be recognized or pursued or whatever. Just that this is not the thing that is going to remove him from government. Okay. So Alan's asking, what thing does he do that convinces her that he is over the bend? What does over the bend mean? I don't think I understand your question, Ellen. So let me just ask here. So what does Ivanka think she's gonna get if if she somehow accelerates him leaving? What does she think? What's in it for her? Is what I think we're kind of struggling to understand, right? Even though I understand motivation, what is in it for her? Okay, what is in it for her? It's to save it's to save her position. I see her holding on to what she has. She wants to save herself and the kids. Okay, okay, out of reality. Yeah. No, I think they know, guys. They know better than we do. Okay, is that right? Okay. Yeah. So yeah, I said this before from the beginning that she would do this. She would do this. Okay. So anyways, okay, so why? What is in it for her? Just with the cards now, okay? Money. Trying to leave. That's right. Yeah, I think she wants to say, like I said, I think she wants to keep some things for herself. Oh, look, she's trying to survive. That's it. Treachery, sudden treachery, cutting treachery. I also get a sense, guys, look, a lot of money. So I also get a sense, as you know, it's funny, I was watching, like, I always have the things, streaming things when I'm doing something, like whatever. I was watching, I have this channel called, I subscribe to this app called Criterion. It's like art films. Okay. And so they have one movie, very famous film from the 1990 called The Grifters. And it's funny, I watched it earlier, and it's like they're all like scammers, okay? And in the end, they end up killing each other. Each person tries to kill the other, and they, everybody except one person dies. So it's a similar feeling where, like, she's trying, everybody's a grifter, everybody's out looking out for their own thing. So she feels that she has better chances of surviving, okay? Oh, now look this, guys. I was talking to you. Let me just get the cards, and then I'll talk about the cards. So similarly here, she feels the same way. She feels like there's something going on that she wants to keep to survive. Okay, look. Now let's go here to the cards, okay? So money, a lot of money, trying to move on and asserting herself. So she's trying to move on either with money, or there's something about the money is going to prevent her from moving on. Something cutting a like sudden treachery, like this, to me, sudden or accidental or cutting the treachery, to me feels like she has a feeling that she and Jared could be the ones to take the fall, being set up to take the fall, or some sort of fall. So she wants to do it before it happens, right? And then we have here a lot of money, right? So they want to just, she's aware. Now this is interesting. The doctor solution is also a card of solution. What is it? Now this is very important. She receives a sad letter about who? Look at this, about Jared, I think. So she is feeling like something's going to explode about Jared, so she needs to get out. This is victory upside down, cheating, and the military. So I feel like there's something also, the role that she and Jared, of course, they played in transfer, money laundering before the last election, and the law enforcement is onto them. I'm onto you, bitches. So exactly, Angelica Houston is the mom, exactly. Yes, Annette Bening, Angelica Houston, and John Cusack. Okay, so like, yeah. So okay, so this is my sense, guys. Okay, I feel like, for her, I think the thing with, like, I think it's possible. It's very possible. Yeah, I think, I think it's, guys. I think Hope Hicks told the truth before. Okay, she is, but I just don't think that Hope Hicks has the power. It's like at this point, guys, having, how do you call it? Like, being a whistleblower is not enough. That's all she could be. But Ivanka could sign powers of attorney. She could basically convince him to leave, or she could say, look, he's incapable. Because she's been observing that he is not right in his mind. Okay, so she could kind of write up some sort of something where it's like, resign, and she has him sign and has to go, that kind of thing. Okay, I do think that he has signed, she has a power of attorney. Okay, especially, guys, I think she had to do it because, you know what it is, because of his health issues. Remember how he had to go to the hospital? It's getting worse. Okay, So I feel like they're afraid, the guys, he's situation. Okay, let me just ask then quickly, how's Trump's health, mental health and health in general? Okay? How's Trump's health? Shortness of breath, that is lower speech. I think he has some sort of now there's some, I don't say heart disease. There's something here where like the brain and the heart, he is not well. Okay, it's only a matter of time. I mean, okay, it's only a matter of time. So okay, so oh my God, guys, I should I go back to like, I don't know how to say it. Let me just get the should I should I go back to the beginning? Okay, because I know this always ends up like, okay, so then what happens next? What happens? I don't know. This is, yeah. So guys, guys, the thing is, I think this is the thing. We're going to look into this a little bit later, but I feel like his handling, his non-handling of the virus issue. I was just looking at the Washington Post quickly. I did not read the whole. I read like I scanned the article about. It said something like the conservatives are freaking out about the coronavirus because they don't know what to say. And what is like I was saying on Wednesday, that because it's something real, and their whole time they've been making up bullshit. None of the things they have come up, they have made up. I mean, how do I say this? Like, they've been lying all along, and this coronavirus won't go away, and it's not fake. Okay, so then this is something that it shows. Basically, I said before, even though, and I was like, I felt badly on Wednesday because I was doing the live stream, and I was like, I know maybe this is not what you wanted to hear, but I was like, yes, it's a situation in some ways has to happen because it shows how inept the government is, how inept Trump is, and how where he's not prepared for things. Okay, so you know what I mean. So that shows. Okay, so does that make sense? So that's what it is. So okay, guys. So I don't know what. Okay, let's go. Maybe we should change the subject. I don't know. I don't necessarily want to know. I was like going to ask about the Republicans, but there's other things happening that I think it's important. Okay. Oh, that's right. I posted the thing, right, that she's in charge. That Stephen Miller's wife she's in charge of making the communication public. But let me ask something else before I go into the coronavirus, because it's a bit related. I'm curious about this. Okay, I'm curious about what's going to happen. The whole thing that has that Turkey is turning against Russia. So this is all related to the Syria situation. So somewhere in Syria, the Russians like killed 33 Turkish soldiers, and they're out there in that war. Remember how Turkey invaded Syria, and Trump was like, "Oh, go, don't worry about it. Go ahead, it's yeah." Like, right, remember how the whole thing with the Kurds, like whatever, right? So 33 Turkish people were killed, and Turkey is part of NATO, right? So the reason why I want to get to this, guys, is because the situation, if somebody was on Twitter saying that, so there's something called the NATO Article 5, which I think is some sort of war. Like, if you attack one, you attack all of us. So I'm like, oh, I find it interesting. NATO does not like Russia, huh? Interesting. Like, because, with all the troubles they have, Turkey is kind of dangerous, right? Country, very volatile. But if they go after Putin, huh? I like it. But I'm just thinking, because the situation of our elections, this thing with them in Syria, whatever. Like, I'm like, dude, I don't think it's very. So you know what I'm saying. So I just like to know, because if I'm saying, I want to say this, guys, because let me just go back a little bit. Why am I looking into this? Because I have said that whenever this happens, um, like whenever, like, what do I say? I do think that there's some sort of international connection to this thing with the stopping Russian interference and also the Trump thing. So I'm just thinking, is this going to connect to Trump eventually or not? Okay, I just like to know, because you know what I'm saying, guys. Don't you think it's an interesting coincidence? Don't you think? Because I feel like if NATO decides to go to kind of try to do something more serious towards Russia, then it's like, go ahead, bitch, make it my day. Like, no, really, it makes my day because can you imagine, like, seriously, like, if we're not going after somebody is, I don't care who you are, just go after those motherfuckers. And in the article that I had linked to when I posted, guys, it said something like Russia is sending submarines into the coast of Turkey or something like that. Oh, I'm like, bitch, go ahead, get those motherfuckers out. Like, you know. So then, are they going to have seriously? Because do they have even the guys? Russia doesn't have a lot of money. Okay, they really don't. Or how do they even have the bandwidth to deal with an actual real war? Like seriously, like imagine that would be nice. I like it. I find it interesting. No, so okay, so let's find out because you know what I mean. Because then, if because think about it, if they're trying to stop the Russians at the same time that Trump is trying to, that would be a right situation where the Russians are too busy to try to help out President. And then there's no flights out to Russia. No flights. What happened? Like, you know, the coronavirus, people are not flying so much. No flights? What happened? No? Rand Paul must be very, very afraid. Rand Paul's like, bitch, I need to go over to Moscow. What am I going to do? Like, guys, imagine if this coronavirus prevents these people from, oh my God, it'd be amazing. So, so let's find out, okay? So what's going to happen with this escalation between Russia and between Turkey and Russia and related to the Syria thing and the soldiers that died. Okay, so what's happening? Let me put side by side Putin and so it's interesting. I see Erdogan kind of like he's like in a I put them side by side, right? So Erdogan is doing this with his elbow, elbowing him out, kind of like this, like being very um he's being very forceful and elbowing him out like this, like and Putin's like he's like elbowing him out further, and then I see these explosions like some sort of bombing, like bombing, okay. And I don't know, guys, it's a complicated thing, but it's like he's doing something bad. He's doing something bad to them. And Putin's like, he's furious because he wasn't expecting it. He wasn't expecting it. He's like, I'm almost gonna have the whole thing, but I think you know what it is. I think Turkey stopped. Oh, you know what it is? It's telling me, guys, there's something about some sort of oil path. What is it called? Oil or gas pipeline that Turkey is doing this to stop some sort of pipeline that Russia wants to do. That's what it's telling me, that the reason for this, the strategic reason for this for everyone is that there's something here about some sort of pipeline that Russia's like he's like a little, you know, because guys, you know how Trump says a mini mic or something, and Putin is like 5'6" or something. He's very, you know, relatively short. So he's like, there's a little. It shows me the little guy like kind of having a tantrum, but he can't stop this whole thing. He was almost there. He was like almost there. He's very upset. He's almost because he was like within reach. Okay, he's like within reach, and then it's like the motherfucker. The guy's like, because that guy, he's tough. I'm not supporting him. He's a horrible person, you know. But he's like, you know what is interesting, guys? He's like those dictator people. They don't mess up. I mean, sorry, they don't play around. They're not intimidated. The thing is, Trump is afraid of them, and but Erdogan is not afraid of, like, you know what I'm saying? So wow. So okay, so let's say what is guys, because I see that NATO kind of I see that there's this bomb, like I see bombs, explosions. I swear it could be some sort of pipeline. They're gonna attack some sort of Russian pipeline, Russian gas something, I don't know what. Okay. And it's like some sort of transportation, could be the ships, I don't know, something else. And NATO's gonna be like, okay, we're gonna stop it. So okay, yeah, I love it. I'm like, okay, guys, this is bad. I was on Twitter and I wrote like, if you guys get rid of, hurt the motherfucker, I'm gonna go on vacation to Turkey to promote it. I'm just kidding. No, I would not go there. It's kind of dangerous, but you know what I mean. I would love. I'd be like, seriously, is that right? France is saying Turkey blocking oil exploration off of course of Cyprus. That's right, bitches. Erdogan is elbowing motherfucking Putin out. Erdogan is elbowing motherfucking out. I'm tired of this bullshit. I'm not Ernst Monster. You are a little guy. Don't come to my backyard. I'm tired of your bullshit. Sit down, little Putin. Sit down on your ass. Okay? That's right, guys. That's it. Putin wants a clear path, okay, down through the Sinai Peninsula to clear. Exactly. So I think Turkey is doing something to really stop him. Stop him. Stop him. And the thing is, I think they have relatively less resources. Oh, guys, you know the other thing that I saw also on Twitter. I think it was yesterday. This was amazing. So somebody said on Twitter, I saw they didn't just say, they showed it, that in Turkey they had cut the internet. They had cut the internet on Turkey, Twitter, WhatsApp, and something else. I think it was like Facebook or something. So in other words, as you know, the Russians, all they do is social media bullshit. So they're like, bitches, if they cut the internet for these social media bullshit, the Russians cannot have conversations. No conversations. Like that's it. That's what we have to do. You know what I mean? Just cut the damn internet. Like, you know what I mean? The day, guys, seriously, day of elections, just cut the damn internet. I'm sorry, this is this national. When we have cut the motherfucking internet. Like, really, you know what I'm saying? Like, you cannot have internet connections to the places that are counting the votes. Like, we can't. So I'm glad. I like it. I like it. Okay. So what I see here is that Turkey is going to weaken Putin. Okay. That's what I think. Now let's check. Let me check with God. So what is going to happen? What is happening between Turkey? What's Erdogan going to do to Putin? Uh-huh. Huh? Huh? Oh, I have power. I'm a magician. Oh, I have power. I have the power. Oh, oh yeah. Fighting. Angry. I angry at him. I angry. Illusions. Interesting. Oh, guys, you know what's so interesting? I sounds so good. I wish we would do it in this country, right? Look at the guys, powerful thoughts into reality. This is anger and kind of bullying a little bit, and this is illusion. So he's basically, what is he doing? He's cutting through the bullshit. This is bullshit. Like, oh, is this that? Is it like this is Putin? Like, he's always like, oh, I'm gonna create a lie and I'm gonna put it on the internet. I'm gonna say things that are not true. I'm gonna put it on the internet. Yeah, that's all he does, like constantly, right? But then it's like, bitch, shut your mouth. I know what you're about. I know what you're about. So that's it. He cuts through the bullshit. Literally cuts through the bullshit. Oh yeah. Oh look, this is aggression. This is fighting. I fight aggression. I fight it. I fight it. Huh. Huh. It's aggressive conversations. Aggressive. Oh man, who's a man? Ooh. Let's see. Let's see. Who's the man? Who's the man here? Who's the man? Oh. Oh no. Uh oh. It's over, bitch. It's over. You know what? I think they had some sort of ceasefire, or they were trying to negotiate something. It did not work well. No, I find no anger. Yeah, the guy is angry. He's really angry, guys. This is like anger. The guy is mad. He's mad. He's mad. Mad and he's worried. Okay, Erdogan. Okay, what else? Oh yeah, quid pro quo. So interesting. So I feel like he feels like somehow Russia violated. Maybe this is it, guys. Maybe Russia and Turkey had some sort of agreement, and when he killed the soldiers, he's like, "What the hell is wrong with you, bitch? Get the hell out of here now!" They had negotiated something, and he's like, "I cannot trust the motherfucker." Oh, he partners, business partners. Oh, disgrace, disgrace. Oh, that's it. You know what? I find it very. This is like a mistake. This is a card a mistake. Also, but something. It could be like a mistake. So in other words, those motherfuckers mess with me. Are you fucking kidding me? Do you know who you're talking to? Do you know who you're talking to, little guy? That's the guy. He's tough. He's very angry. He got angry. He knew he. I mean, guys, I don't blame him. Nobody should trust. Not that those people are innocent; they are angels. But he's like, he was always like, I made a deal with Putin. I cannot. He's like, I can't trust that guy. I can't trust him. He was like the little voice in his head. He's like, no. He's like, we were business. This is a disgrace for the partnership they had because they made a mistake. They made a stupid mistake. And he's like, no, bitch, I'm done. I'm done with this bullshit. I'm done. I'm done. I'm done. Okay, I'm done. They're like, I'm done because this is true, guys. What kind of like you have to be an idiot to, oh, I trust Putin. He cares about me. No, he does not care about anybody because that's what I think. The thing about Russians, even historically, is that they're very aggressive. Like they don't understand the concept of partnership. Either you do what they want or you're out. That's how they are. So this is what Turkey is like. They're like, bitch, no, mm-mm, no. I'm not gonna sit here. I'm not gonna do what he wants because then he's gonna get rid of us. And that's what he thought. This was a huge betrayal. This was a huge betrayal, and they have to like pay for it. He's angry. He's angry. He's very angry. Okay. So, oh my God, guys, it's kind of crazy today, unexpected. Okay. Now, having established what's going on, is this then somehow going? Okay, the first and then second part. What side is Trump gonna take? What is Trump? Does he think about it? If he's okay, what does he think? Oh, oh. You know what I see? I see Jared because Trump is like, oh, he doesn't get it. He's out of it. Okay. Yeah, yeah, I know. Yeah, yeah. Trump. Yeah. So you know what he says? I see Jared's face. He's like, oh, we have been businesses with these people. That's what it is. He would have businesses with these. He's like, oh. Jared is like, oh. Remember how I said before, guys, the thing connected to Saudi Arabia, how Turkey, when Turkey went into Syria, what they did is they blackmailed Trump and Jared because they had the tapes of Jared and the guy and the Saudi Arabia guy, right? They push him out because they have businesses in Turkey, right? So he's like, oh, we can't stop the guy. That's right. We can't. That's right. This is why he feel interesting. Erdogan like, because the trash, the yellow man, and he's girl's son or whatever, the guy, Jared, they're not gonna do anything. I got them in my hands so I could go. It's like they're not gonna fight Putin. I am. Uh-huh. I am. So that's it. Bitch, you're not gonna do anything. I'm gonna do something. Like he's not afraid. This is why, because he has information on. And in some ways, what I find interesting here is that, like, I think Trump. I think I feel really that Putin is gonna ask for help, but they're gonna not gonna be able to do anything because guys, they owe money to everybody. They do business with everybody. They do not want to because I feel like Jared is he's more afraid of Erdogan because the information about the death of the Khashoggi, I have tape. He has, you guys, it was, you have to remember it was Erdogan who gave the information, had everything, all the stuff that he put in the media. We have to thank him for that. He's crazy. I don't, he's not a good person or whatever, but that was good that he put the only reason we know everything we do about what happened to Khashoggi is because of Turkey. They made everything public. So don't you think if they have tape, if they have tape of that thing, don't you think they have tape of Jarada? Of course they do. Like I'm sure they do. Think about it. Mm-hmm. 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 So 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 he's like, guys, this guy is very aggressive. Okay, this guy. And you know what? The other thing I'm getting here is, that he tried to get the whole thing with what is it called here? Scott said here, Hulk Bank. Okay, they're very angry at the Trump administration for it. So it's like, bitch, I'm doing it. Are you gonna stop me? Slash. Like he's very angry. Okay, yeah. Of course, the embassy as well. But don't you think, guys, this is like they pick up on stuff. They have information. They have information, and I think Jared. Guys, let's get real. The intelligence services have information on people's. Oh my God. Okay. Oh my God. I don't even know. It's kind of exciting, huh? Okay. Now, so in other words, Trump is not going to take sides. They're afraid of everyone. Now, is this somehow connected? Okay. Is this somehow connected? Is this somehow connected to, okay, let's go back here to Trump leaving. Does this somehow connect to Trump leaving or not? Does this, okay, let's see here. It's so funny. I see that Trump is like I was like, Putin, help me. Putin, Putin, help me. Putin, help me. And he's like, "Oh, I thought you were gonna help me. I don't know what to do." And he's like, "I'm busy. I have a meeting. I'm on the phone. Shut your mouth." He's very upset. He's like too busy to help out Trump. He's like, he's like, he's like, he's just too preoccupied. Putin is desperate with the situation of Turkey because they're gonna try to cut the gas situation, whatever you call it. And then he's like, "Oh, I think the Russians don't show up to help him out as much as he wanted." Okay, because they get okay. So how is this going? Okay, is this going to affect Trump? Is this connected to Trump leaving? Let's see the cards. Okay. Oh, let's see. I don't know. Oh, I find it interesting. Mm. So you know what it is, guys? I think there is indeed the stuff about Turkey. Remember how actually Bolton, I think he was supposed to talk about it. Remember, if I remember correctly, the Bolton book, I remember he said something like not only is Saudi Arabia and Turkey, there's something about it. And as if you remember correctly, guys, this is the first thing that happened when beginning of the presidency, Michael Flynn was caught. Why? Because he was in business with Turkey. So the deal and the money exchanges for the government. Okay, so I think Turkey has information on Trump, and they could very well release it. Okay, because here, guys, this is a construction. Look at these people; they're building. It's about the guy he's the guy he's doing the images in the church. Okay, but they're organizing a building project. That's what this card is about. Is a building project. Okay, and this is the travel. So foreign abroad, down cold. This is a card of warmth, but when it's upside down, usually means cold. Oh, look, the gamblers, the mob. So there is information. This is the thing. Facade, okay, lies, strategy. Okay, he's sick. I'm sick. Oh no, I can't. It's because you know what I mean? I feel like there's something here where even this stuff could come out about Turkey. Okay, and I think this stuff of this sickness, it comes up from time to time. I think this is also because Trump is sick, he's committed all these crimes, but that this sickness could be ultimately what Trump claims to be the reason why he has to go. Oh, I'm sick, I'm sorry about it. They keep up the facade and find out the strategy about the sickness, right? Because here there's something could explode, okay, in the public eye about saying Jared's money with there's people, guys, this whole thing is so complicated, convoluted, and corrupt that I think, okay, so, but in other words, I feel like, I feel like essentially, I don't think that the Turkish thing is necessarily, how do you say it? It's another weight on his back. It's another piece of the puzzle that is like, okay. And I think, guys, the thing is like now you have in terms of like the socio-political problems, I think it's not just us, but other people are alarmed at the power that Russia is getting for free. Like Russia doesn't have anything, guys. Russia is basically a poor country. Okay. Relatively poor country. They have a very small economy. Okay. So then, but they are exerting too much power. And the only reason why they are exerting power is because it's Trump. Is because they are using America. Okay. So if they are removed, if so a lot of other countries like Turkey are alarmed because Russia is trying to thread on all these other countries when it shouldn't. It's trying to it's kind of like stepping on the toes of everybody. Okay, so then these other countries are like, bitch, I'm tired of bullshit. And they have nothing to lose. They feel like they have nothing to lose. They're like, you know what, I'm done. They're like, you know what, I'm done with this bullshit. Because the thing about Erdogan, guys, is that he controls the media over there. So he has a lot more power than Trump does. So he's not afraid. He is not afraid. He's not afraid. He's also desperate to stay in power. And oh, guys, you know what I'm getting also? That the death of these soldiers, he's using it for his own campaign. I don't know when his election is, but I feel like there's something, though, how they all use it. They're like, I'm going to use it to let's say Turkish presidential election, 2018. Interesting. Okay. Yeah, so it's probably 2023. Yeah, so it's far. It's far, okay? But still, okay, still I think he feels that he's losing his popularity in Turkey and that he's using it to like say that he's a nationalist and he's a good guy and whatever. Okay, so but anyway, he thinks that by when he is starting to think that when Russia wins, oh, this is why one of the reasons saying also that he went and invaded Syria is because they're afraid that if Russia takes over Syria with the help of Iran and all that, then he's screwed. Okay, you know what I mean? So this is like all this kind of socio-political, geopolitical thing that it's kind of far from us to really understand, but it makes sense, right? People are starting to get annoyed at the guy who's like, he's basically using Trump, like the U.S. The fact that U.S. will cover for him to get away with shit. Okay, so because guys, do you think that Russia would do this without the U.S., without Trump? No, they would not. Trump is not doing anything, right? To how like, but he's basically stopping the police, the foreign police, you know what I mean, the world police from going after these guys. And if he does it, so okay, so what will NATO do? Okay, do you mind, guys? And then there's more things to talk about. What will NATO do about it? Uh-oh. Oh, Madden, yeah. It's like, you're doing the wrong thing. You're doing the wrong thing. No. Listen. No. No. Oh, look, this is could be blockages. Could be block problemas for him. Huh? Problemas. Oh. Interesting. It's showing blocking the man, but what it shows that NATO is already annoyed with Russia. Perfect circumstance. They're like, yeah, we need to stop the motherfucker. Let's do it. Let's do it. Oh, important revelations. We have revelations about them. Interesting, because it's showing here that the NATO has the perfect excuse to be like, bitches, shut your mouth. We have informations. Have a receipt. We have it. Litigation, fights. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Theft. So they know motherfuckers are been out there doing shit. Oh yeah. Here, the lawyer, but also we have informations. We have it. Letter. We have letters. We have letters. We have letters. Letters. Many letters. Letters, informations, revelations. Uh-huh. Oh. Transmission. Radio live transmission. Okay. So it's kind of interesting. Okay, so it's kind of like they're trying to limit the power, like I said, of Russia, because they're crazy. Exactly. If we had a real president, Russia could be contained. But that's it. I feel like they're starting, because guys, the pressure is oh my God. Okay. So now interesting. No, okay, now let's go, guys. There's many topics today. Okay, now you get it. Interesting though. Okay. Now, okay, I thought this was it's very hopeful, because you know what I feel like the shift is happening where people are starting to get tired of Putin, and they're sensing that Trump's power is on the way out, and these other countries are starting to move. Okay, so that makes sense, and it's good for us, because then Putin has something else to do than like annoy us, and they're probably like putting their trolls instead of us. They're gonna go over there to Turkey. I hope so. I hope they put trolls on Turkey. Because you know what it is, guys? I think the country is one of those countries that is like regulated internet. It's not so easy for them to do shit over there. Okay, so now let's go here. Quick, I have some time. I have some time. Okay, now, first of all, let's start with Trump. Okay, guys, did you see that as this whole thing was happening, very serious day yesterday, Trump had diamond and silk in the White House in public, and then he was also getting some actors who were doing a play about, I guess, Peter Stroke or something, that he's only interested in fiction. And like, think about it. One of the most serious days is in his presidency. There he was doing nothing of relevance. He was bullshitting. Diamonds. Like, think about it. What would, like, look at the history books. In the day of this whole crisis of the coronavirus, what was he doing? He was hanging out with Diamond and Silk. He's very capable. He could govern well, right? Hanging out with Diamond and Silk. And I think, guys, even the conservatives are like, are you serious? Are you seriously like hanging out with Diamond and stuff? And I'm getting here that he wanted to give also the impression that this is not serious. Like doesn't have any interests in like, oh my God. No, no, no. Seriously, like this is guys, no, seriously. This is it. Diamond and Silk, because he wants entertainment for himself, and he wants to give out the information to his base that none of this is serious. It's all a joke. The coronavirus is a joke, and nothing is serious. Okay, so what's going on with Trump and the response to coronavirus and stock market? It's like the stock market is going down. Stop it. Stop it. Stop it. He doesn't care, as you know. I said it on Wednesday. He doesn't care. He doesn't, as you know, he does not care. Okay, he doesn't care about sick people. He cares about the money. The money. He's like, this is guys. You know, it's so sad. It's so sad. It really is sad. It's that he's basically a circus conductor. He's like, oh look, the stock market is like, he's sort of making this gesture like that. The stock market is the outfit, is the cover up, is the thing that like shows that he's a good president. If he doesn't have that, he doesn't have anything. So he's really worried about the stock market. So he has to entertain. He's like, let's make people look at something else. He's angry at the virus. He's like, you know, what's so funny is that the virus is not a person. What, you know, his virus is not a person, so he can't. The virus, he thinks that the virus is like almost like he's like, it must have been created by somebody. This was created to destroy my presidency. That's what happened. They want to destroy my he doesn't, you know, this is the thing. He doesn't believe that there could be, because he's so narcissistic and out of it, he thinks that everything that happens in life is about him, and that this was not a normal disease or whatever. This is something created in a lab to attack him personally. That's really what I think he thinks. Okay, this is it. Okay, so yeah. So anyway, guys, about Diamond and Silk, I think after the election there was like, I don't even know what expose, but they literally, there was a checks, like they got checks. Oh, this is what it was. The Trump campaign, if you look at, you know how campaigns, they have to like give out the numbers, that they were paid operatives of the campaign. Like they are paid people. They're not like legit people who just happen to be supporters. It's like employees of the Trump organization, basically. Okay. So anyway, so going back here, so that's how he thinks. Okay. Okay. So that's it. He thinks that it's a conspiracy against him personally, and that everybody who's making, he's saying it's serious. No, nothing is serious. He thinks he's God. Okay, he thinks he's God. Everything bad is not. He never. Everything he does, he thinks is great, and anything that is bad, okay, basically it was created by somebody else. It doesn't make sense. It's like everything that he does, no matter what, even though he's a criminal and everything like that, he's always the greatest. Everything is always justified. But if something is bad, looks bad in the picture, it's someone else. Okay. Okay. So that's it now. And then, okay. So now tell me about and I see, guys, I do see, what's her name? I love her. I love her. I love her so much. Laura Ingraham. She's like, whoa. She's like looking at it like, whoa. She's like, whoa. They're like, okay. They're like, hello, hello. Because guys, you know, the type of person who likes Trump is the type of person who's always these people who like Trump are the most, who tend to be afraid of everything, right? The reason, okay. So basically the reason why I think a lot of them are into Trump is because he's all about fear. He's always like, look at the fear, but I alone can help it. I alone can solve it. Okay. So then when they see that he doesn't take it seriously, and those people in the GOP, you know, especially his supporters, are very afraid of it, then he doesn't take it seriously. They're like, he doesn't get it. He doesn't get it. It's like, what the hell is wrong with him? Okay, that he doesn't get it. Okay. So like, okay, so this is interesting. Okay, so it's like I feel like he's not, you know, they're not really, because the guys, they can help everything. They can create all kinds of bullshit, as long as, because you think about it, this disease is not, they can blame the bad Democrats for everything. It's just like, this exposes the truth. Okay. So that's it. It's like it shows that people are like tired of this. Even the supportive guys. I know you don't. I do think there's going to come a time where they'll be angry. Okay, they're going to realize that they right. So okay. So okay, next. Okay, so that's it. That's how they're thinking. Now let's go to the very successful operations of Pence and coronavirus. Okay, let's go to it. Let's go to this. Okay. So coronavirus. What about Pence? It's like, okay, President Trump, we'll be able to. He's just, you know what, guys, is showing me. If you maybe you knew about this. So he at the beginning of his career, he was a radio announcer, or he worked in radio, had a radio show or something. So that's all he does. He has that voice, like, well, coronavirus, it's just a momentary thing. It's gonna be okay. Like he goes on, and he's like, he's basically an advertiser. He's like, well, it's okay. It's the coronavirus is going to be okay. It's under control. Don't worry about it. It's under control. And then when they ask specific questions, he's like, so when is the vaccine? When is the vaccine coming? Anytime they ask, it's like, well, it's coming, all right. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. Okay. So then, right. So that's what it is. And they're like, what? So they don't trust people. And I feel like, I seriously, even the conservatives are like, what the hell? Because the thing is, those conservative people, guys, they're very like black and white thinkers, so you have to say, you can't be, you know so they're starting to like question, okay, so then what about the stock market? Okay, now let's go to the stock market. Okay, and then of course, as you saw, he put Mnuchin and the other guy in it with the coronavirus, obviously, because it's obvious why, because those people are concerned about the economy. They're the economy people. So all he wants is for those people to tell the stock market to tell them to calm down. It's gonna be okay, man. It's gonna, because they're doing a lot of work to try to stop it. Okay, to try, to basically to pump up the market to a degree, and they are afraid that if this goes on for longer, they're not going to continue to be able to do this. Okay, so next, now let's look. I saw it before, guys, and I feel, like I said, I feel bad about Wednesday, because I was right. How do you call it? I just think I was very honest. Okay, as honest is good, but it's also like, it's not to say that I was like, oh, it's not that I say like, oh, it's great that the stock market is going down, but it's like there's an amount of froth that is not real. Okay, but let's see what's going on with the stock market. How much lower is it going to go? I think it's like I said before, I see a lot of volatility over the summer, okay, going from now until the summer. And they can't control it. Okay, I think it's a mix of, there's some like fake operators pushing prices for certain things, and it's not gonna, I think it's gonna be one of the things that is gonna push Trump out also. Okay, and this era, because nobody knows what's really going on. Okay, the reality, as you know, we don't know what's really going on. Even some people, there's a sense of like anything goes, and there's still plenty of speculation. Okay, so until Trump leaves, the sad thing, guys, is that I do think that after Trump leaves, who knows, hopefully he'll leave by the end of the March, but it's going to take several months for the truth to start to be revealed. Like, people are going to like, oh, look at the actual employment numbers, look at the actual thing, look at the actual, so they've been lying to us for a while. Okay, so okay, no, okay, let's see here if I, okay, let's see, okay, okay. So, okay, so let's say now, going forward, about the coronavirus, how is the coronavirus going to affect the US, and how is this going to connect to the stock market? In other words, as it gets worse, as like there's some people infected, how is this going to affect the stock market? Okay, so what I see here, guys, what I think is really interesting is that people are seeing the news, say, oh, look at this, some person was infected here, here. And then they look at Trump, and Trump he hates these things that make him look bad. So he tries to change the conversation. He tries to say that everything was great, and he doesn't succeed in calming anybody down. So what it essentially happens is that Trump already has no credibility. Okay. So then it's totally detaches from him. Like, he sees his power diminishing. Okay. And that's what it is. That's why I feel like there's no sense of like control, no sense of like ground. They don't have, because guys, the market, there's an expression, they say, let's say, when are we going to find the bottom? The bottom is like when something goes low enough. So I think one of the reasons that it's not going to go low enough, it's not going to go that low, because I think there's like, it's almost like God said, the market is let loose, but it doesn't go as low as it could, not until, you know what I mean, we get got to the bottom of things. Okay, so I see Nancy, guys, and I see Nancy talking, and I see President Nancy Pelosi was, hopefully it does happen that she becomes president, okay, but like, but that's what I was seeing. So then, so guys, oh my God, okay. Now I want to, okay, guys, I know we don't have a lot of time left, but I want to ask, let's leave for the end how we should deal with this. Okay. But then next, let's look at the whole thing. This is kind of a annoying. Okay. The Ukraine starts the Biden investigation Trump wanted in the first place. So obviously it's like the sham investigation. Okay. But let's see what's going to happen, because this somehow, this might affect let's see the situation. Okay. So, okay, so then what happens? What's going to happen with the Ukraine? What is this Ukraine investigation? It's not going to go, it's a propaganda investigation. It's not going to go anywhere. It's just to say, oh, look at Biden. There's an investigation going on, because the Russians are afraid of him. Because guys, the thing about Biden, if you don't know, is that he was close to Yovanovitch over there, because they took down the other people that are close to Putin. Okay, so they want him out. They're afraid of him more than anything. Okay, so so is it going to affect? No. Is it going to affect the elections? No, really. No, it's going to stop. Because if Trump, and I see, guys, that once Trump leaves the government, I think it's possible that he could leave indeed. Then the Ukrainians are like, no, we're not going anywhere. So we're going to throw it out again. Okay. Because it's all about, they're in a very tough situation over there with Russia on their, over in their country. So they're, they have to kind of, not appease, you know what I'm talking about, right? Like that's the whole situation. But so it's not going to affect Biden as much as I thought, it could affect. Okay. So, okay, guys, it made me think, this is kind of a weird question. I've already asked this question, but I want to ask it again. So is Trump going to be in the ballot? Is Trump going to be in the ballot? No. I see that his name is in it, and then it disappears, like a disappearing ink. The plan was like to have him in the ballot, but I think not. Okay. We'll see. Okay. So, okay. So now, okay. So so then the coronavirus, let's go to coronavirus. Like I said, guys, this is the thing. Like, I think, so what would you advise me to tell everybody to deal with this time? Turn off the TV. Understand that the television, yes, it's important to find out information, but also understand that the way it's being communicated to you is toxic. It's like very toxic. So be aware that when you inhale, quote unquote, this information, that it is toxic. And that meditate and create the words, like observe the world you want to see in your mind, and do the action that you can take to help the right person become, president. But it's saying even the primaries, there's a lot of gaslighting, there's a lot of like untruth. So, but I think it's actually showing me this interesting image of like, and this is, guys, I don't want you to be scared, okay? As you know, I don't like you guys to be scared, but I just wanted to tell you this, that it feels like this is the moment of uncoupling, of unveiling and uncoupling. So it's starting to show all this stuff that, how do you say, the truth about the Trump administration is coming out, and it's coming out, unfortunately, through the coronavirus, through this election stuff. All of these things are connected. Okay. So you know what I mean? So I think it's just saying that it's going to be like this until he leaves, and after, a little bit after. So all of this stuff, the gaslighting about the primaries, whatever the truth is about the primaries, and the coronavirus and the stock market, all the things are coming down to show what really is happening. And the desperation, this is the thing, the desperation from, it's almost like, guys, think about it, almost like there's two channels, like, kind of like a highway, right? One is about going towards the truth, and the other is about gaslighting. So there's a lot of people who are exploiting the mess of in the public eye, the media and like social media and stuff like that. A lot of people are exploiting all of it. And there's people pushing for the truth. So the ones that are pushing for gaslighting, they're getting more and more and more desperate, because it's almost like, seeing movies when there's a bridge to cross, and there's like, and the thing exactly, and the thing is like that, okay, and the bridge passage is going to be suspended, so they're rushing. They're more and more desperate because they're like, we have to use the gaslighting, we have to use of this, okay. So they're getting more and more desperate, and the air, as a result, because they spend more energy to keep the gaslighting up, it becomes more and more and more toxic. Have you noticed, guys? It's like they're not as tranquil, they're not as like cool as they used to be. They're not as like, they're afraid, I think. Have you noticed this? I think it's correct. I think they are afraid. Okay. So, you know what I'm saying? So I think it's possible. Okay. So then I think, as we, this process, this is the thing, the process of unveiling, this is the thing, is painful to us. Okay. But it's necessary. Okay. It's necessary. And I think it's tough, it's going to be painful, but it's necessary. It's, guys, in some ways it's better that we are experiencing this than if nothing is happening. Like, okay, this is the thing, this is a natural phenomena, the thing with the disease, that they can't stop, and this is great in some ways, right? Like, I'm sorry, like, it's not that I wish for it, like I said. And okay, so let me just ask another question. How are we going to see a lot of people dying from this? I don't think. Okay, let's see. No, I don't. I really honestly don't think so. Okay, not necessarily. Okay, I think there's going to be a lot of precautions. I think there's going to be, like I said, the community stuff is going to help. I think if you live in an area, for example, let's say, I know some of you have issues with like breathing issues. If you live in a certain area that there's cases, of course, try to not, leave your house and stuff like that. Try to like get people to deliver stuff to you if you can, only if you have an actual credible contamination or something like that, but if not, then don't worry about it. It's not, you know, and like I said, it affects mostly people who are sort of more elderly, if you already have underlying issues. So don't let fear, like I said, don't let fear, affect you. Okay. And it's just that, guys, it's going to be painful, because it's like this, I feel like, honestly, there's like this force there, this really, like, a lot of tension, one that wants to keep things in a very artificial situation. Okay. And then the second one is where like, you know where, how do you call it, where the light, so those people are afraid for their lives, because they are, because they're shady, and their scheme is going to be exposed. So they're doing everything within their power, but it's not, it's saying like the time, guys, it's saying the same thing, the judgment day is coming for them. So they can't stop it. Okay. Exactly. Ellen, say lots of people die from flu every year. Just be prudent. Exactly. But I think, I don't think it's going to be as serious as people are, a lot of fear, about this stuff. I think it's necessary to take precautions, but it's not as bad. I don't think it's going to be as bad. Okay. Honestly, I don't think. Okay. But like, okay. Interesting. JD actually has automated. That's right. Yeah, it's funny, Morrissey. Exactly. I was thinking of this. Donna, one of my customers, but by the way, Morrissey is in Australia. Okay, she's in Australia. So she's saying our customer is a delivery company. They bought 500,000 masks from us, which we had sourced from South Africa. Yeah. So people are afraid. It's could be right. Interesting. So they're taking precautions. They're doing all these things, but again, I don't think we should be. We take it. I think I don't know, guys, what else to say, but it's just like, be careful if you have to be, you know what I mean? Right? I mean, because like I said, I don't want us to be scared. Okay. Okay, so more, Morrissey knows more about the China situation and so forth, but I still think that you know, it's a little, I think also, guys, over there in China, like people like live very, yeah, it goes through. People are saying the masks are helpful. Exactly. Exactly. So, but I think in general, she's in Australia, right? So it's right. Just be prudent, guys. Like I said, just don't let anything stop us. But clearly, we're on. The good thing, guys. The good thing is that the good thing to remember is that this exposes the incompetence of the current government. Okay, so this is a good thing in that regard. Okay, but I don't think it's gonna be like the plague. It's not gonna be like the plague, and I think a lot of people die from the flu every year, to be honest. And guys, I used to. They always say, "Oh, take flu shots." I'm like, I didn't understand why, and now I get it. I didn't realize that people died from the flu, but I guess they do. Okay, so it's one of those things. And I just to tell you, I was thinking about it. Like, I know it's like I'm not saying like don't be scared. It's like a weird thing to say, but in Brazil, there's parts that like when the quote unquote the white man moved into South America, a lot of we call Indians, right, native Brazilians or whatever you call it, like you call it Indians, right, Indians, they died just because once they just coming into contact with like quote unquote the white man, they would die because of they were exposed to bacteria, whatever you call it, the diseases that their immune systems weren't strong enough, and they died. Can you imagine? It's not crazy. I think in the Amazon there are indigenous people that just never. Some of them they live in such a remote area that it's dangerous to come in contact with them because they don't have the immune system to deal with us. Isn't that crazy? Isn't that crazy? So you think about it, it's kind of like in a way. Exactly, interesting. And Native Americans and smallpox. So in a way, I almost feel like this is the kind of situation where I don't know, we realize like there's a lot of these weird diseases, like if we're not prepared for it, we can get things and stuff. So so anyway. Yeah, because just a cold would kill them. Like a random cold that to us is like nothing. To them it could kill them. So like, so So, what else, guys? So this is it, okay? Is it helpful? I hope so. I hope so. And then what else? Oh, this is a question. So how do we deal with this? So how do we deal? What is the best way to think about even this the situation? So what about the situation with the combinations of primaries, stock market, coronavirus? How do we deal with this? Say turn off the television, turn off the social media, see go to the markets, go to your cities, do things that are not about that. And when you do come in contact, know that it's toxic. At the same time, you know it's like breathing exercises, feeling your body in the world, feeling your presence in the world, connecting with neighbors, and also um, observing the world as you would want it to be. Because like it's saying that it's like if you close your eyes and imagine like, oh, the justice happening, people are healthy, everybody is creating a better world, but then you turn on the television, it's almost like brainwashing. They affects us in a way that prevents us from seeing the positive. you know you know what I mean? Like it's kind of says that it's sort of like when you turn it on, you're like, oh my god, what the hell, nothing. When you seriously you turn on the television, it's like Twitter, television, whatever. It's like the worst. It's always like the worst. You're gonna find out something horrible about this administration or something awful, and then you like. I personally get angry with the Bernie Bros or whatever. And it's like, you know what? I'm wasting my time. Like that's why I was like, after a certain time of the day, at the night especially, I cannot be with like on Twitter because I get angry, and it's like, well, I should not, interact, because what is the point? Like there's no point in it. I think when instead it's like closing your eyes and imagining things, just observing things happen as if the thing, because it's saying it's sort of like this idea of this vibrational reality that when you observe the things that you want to happen, you just give it more strength. And instead, if you use your energy to observe the things that like the negative scenarios they want us to believe in, then we give it more power. So whatever it is that we give attention to, we will empower it. So interesting. Donna is saying, I've quit watching news, just happened. It wasn't a conscious thing. I realized I hadn't turned it on like I used to. Right. Because guys, and not to say, I'm so proud of journalists and they do so many things, but then at the same time, you feel like they just have been contaminated also. They just repeat the same thing the guy says and it's all bullshit and it doesn't help, So it's like, you know what? No. And I notice, guys, even for me, if I'm not on Twitter, for example, and just read Washington Post, sometimes New York Times, then I get the information I need without needing the yelling and the bullshit. So okay, so guys, tomorrow, by the way, isn't South Carolina? Yeah, exactly. Try visualizing time with this behind. You just close your eyes and observe. Don't necessarily will it to happen, but just observe. Imagine if you're like watching, if it's a movie, you're watching things turning out. Okay. So, and by the way, tomorrow, South Carolina, right? So what's happening tomorrow in South Carolina? Guys, and I still, unfortunately, I do see a lot of like voter suppression. They're going to try to prevent, the whole situation, but it's going to be okay. It's going to be okay. So, it's great to see you guys. It's great to see you. It's great to see. I feel like I kind of want to, I'm not, let's see how the weekend happens, but I want to do a conversation. Maybe I'll do it about, let's say about March. Maybe I should do a conversation about March, but I'll let you know, okay? I'll let you know. Because I think it's good, like I said, trying to transform it into a more positive thing. Okay, how do we, the things to do. Send me an email. Interesting. Yeah, really, darkness and lights. Yeah, I didn't see, but I'll check it. Okay. So, okay. So, yeah, well, I'll think about it. I feel like at this time is more important to like focus on the more positive things. Okay. So, you know, so, okay. Because I feel like, let's think about it. Okay. I'll think about it and I'll post something. Okay. I love you guys. I love you. Okay. March. Yeah. Yeah, founding fathers. Yeah, that's right. You guys like to listen. That's right. That's right. Let's do this. Okay, let's think about it. Founding father. Yeah. And also, okay, so I'll brainstorm. I'll brainstorm here and I'll think about it. Okay, yeah, Pope. Yeah, next time. Okay, because I don't know what. Okay. All right, guys. So I'll talk to you soon. The next, probably the weekend and also definitely Monday. Okay, in the weekend at some point. But I'll let you know. All right. Good to see everybody. Yeah, pray for. Oh my God, I love him, Pope Francis. Yeah, hopefully he'll be okay. Okay. Oh, oh, guys. So, okay, okay. Bye. Bye. Bye.